Hey guys, this is actually a part 2 to a video I made discussing the events of Destiny 1. If that sounds interesting to you, then there's a link to that first video in the description. Enjoy! Destiny 2. Oh boy, here we go. Destiny 2 released back on September 6th, 2017, and at this point has been going longer than Destiny 1 did, even receiving an expansion earlier this year. Love it or hate it, Destiny 2, it would seem, is still Bungie's priority, and has received many expansions and updates throughout its lifetime. Not only that though, it has also received a lot of special events. These events range from limited time events, reoccurring ritual events, and seasonal events. From special loot drops to unique game modes, it would seem there's always something exciting to look forward to. We have a lot to cover, so why don't we get into it? Since we have a lot to cover, I have split this video into 3 main parts that cover each category of event. First, we're going to talk about limited time events. These events happen, or happened rather, throughout the year and offer players the chance to earn unique gear and experience some new game modes. The Revelry was an event in Destiny 2 that took place during Season of the Drifter. It celebrates the arrival of spring and offers Guardians a chance to partake in joyful and whimsical celebration and whatnot. During the event, the tower and other social spaces are transformed with vibrant decorations and blooming flowers. The main draw of the Revelry is the Verdant Forest activity. This activity is a special game mode that takes place in the Infinite Forest, but it's changed to be more maze-like and overgrown. Players would venture into the forest and face waves of enemies, aiming to clear as many waves as possible within the allotted time. Ava Levante would be this event's vendor, of course, and had these tonic items for sale. This Revealer's Tonic was a special consumable item that grants a unique buff to players that increases ability regeneration, grants faster movement speed, and enhanced damage, among other effects. The event also offers a series of event-specific bounties and quests from Ava Levante. These bounties and quests provide additional challenge and objectives for players to do during the event. The big ticket item to be gotten through this event was actually the linear fusion rifle Arbalest, but players could also earn additional rewards such as emotes, shaders, and other festive cosmetic items, like these cool-looking ornament sets. Overall, I think the Revelry in Destiny 2 is a pretty forgettable event. I know that I played this event, but I don't actually remember doing the event, if that makes any sense. So enjoy the scenery, join in the festivities, and move on to the next event. Crimson Days is an event that usually takes place around Valentine's Day, typically lasting for a week. It celebrates friendship, camaraderie, and love among all Guardians. Also, loot. During the Crimson Days event, the tower and other social spaces are adorned with romantic decorations, candles, and warm lighting. The primary focus of the Crimson Days event is the Crimson Doubles game mode, a 2v2 crucible activity with a unique twist. Guardians team up with a partner and face off against another duo in intense matches. Communication and cooperation are crucial, as players can receive buffs or debuffs when close or far away from each other during the match. These buffs are Reunited, Falling Apart, and Vengeance. This game mode was also in Destiny 1's version of this event, but was slightly different. I cover it in that video. Throughout the event, players can earn Crimson Engrams by completing Crimson Doubles matches, bounties, and engaging in other players' activities like strikes and stuff. These engrams offer a chance to obtain exclusive event-themed rewards such as shaders, emotes, sparrows, ghost shells, along with a few ornaments for weapons. Lord Shaxx would be the event vendor and offer unique bounties and items exclusively during the Crimson Days event. Crimson Days is not just about the competition, but also about cherishing the bonds and relationships forged within the Destiny community. And the loot, baby! Look at the loot! Even though there's not that much of it. So, get a girlfriend and ask her to play Destiny with you for some reason. Or I guess get a boyfriend, whatever. Play some Crimson Doubles matches, and move on to the next event. Faction rallies were a limited time event in Destiny 2 where players had the opportunity to pledge their allegiance to one of 3 factions: Dead Orbit, the emo ones, Future War Cult, obviously evil, or New Monarchy, the cool ones. These factions represented different ideologies and had their own unique aesthetics and gear. During a faction rally, players could visit the designated event vendor in the tower to pledge their loyalty to a faction for the duration of the event. Once pledged, all reputation gains earned by the player would contribute to their chosen faction. The whole point of leveling your faction was to obtain the items they offered during the rally. Each faction had its own selection of weapons, armor pieces, and shaders available for purchase using the faction tokens and legendary shards. These items were exclusive to the faction and could only be obtained during faction rallies. This led a lot of the Destiny community to band together to grab items that were unique at the time. At the end of each event, the faction with the highest overall reputation earned by its members was declared the winner. The winning faction then offered a special weapon for purchase to all players, regardless of their faction allegiance. This weapon was available for a limited time after the event ended. Faction rallies often had specific activities and challenges tied to them. These objectives often involved completing certain activities, earning a specific number of faction tokens, or achieving milestones within the event. By completing these objectives, players could earn additional rewards including powerful gear, ornaments, emblems, and more. Most of the loot earned in this event was eventually added to the legendary drop pool, meaning that you probably have some or all of this stuff already. It's worth noting that faction rallies were temporarily suspended after their last iteration in 2018. Luke Smith, one of the writers for Destiny 2, has said in his director's cut for 2019 that faction rallies would no longer happen and that Bungie had no plans on adding them back. While faction rallies are currently not active in the game, they were an exciting way for players to engage in friendly competition. I hope somehow in the future faction rallies will make a return with new iterations, although with what happened to Future War Cult, I don't really see it happening. But I really need some new Monarchy shaders in my life again. Please, Bungie. Anyway, pick a faction, grind some strikes, and get ready for the next event. Now that we've covered all the limited time events, let's move on to the reoccurring ritual events. Iron Banner is a reoccurring PvP event in Destiny 2. It takes place a few times throughout the year. It offers a competitive and intense experience for Guardians who seek to prove their skill and valor on the battlefield. During the Iron Banner event, Lord Saladin or Lady Ifrit will arrive in the tower as the event vendor. They bring with them exclusive Iron Banner gear and weapons that players can earn by participating in Iron Banner matches and completing event-specific bounties and quests. By finishing these bounties and quests, players can earn additional rewards and reputation. Iron Banner matches are a unique game mode within Crucible that emphasize power-enabled combat. Unlike standard Crucible game modes where all players are on an even playing field, Iron Banner matches take into account players' power levels, including their armor and weapons. This means that the gear and power level of a Guardian can have a significant impact on their performance in Iron Banner matches. Participating in Iron Banner matches allows players to earn Iron Banner reputation and Iron Banner specific engrams for various rewards. Awards like usually terrible weapons, some of the coolest looking armor, emblems, some nice shaders, and other exclusive cosmetic items. Iron Banner sometimes also features a special limited time game mode or an event specific modifier. These can range from unique game modes like Iron Banner Control to simple modifiers that introduce special mechanics or challenges. These variations in gameplay I found are often met with mixed feelings. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of PvP, so I just try to get through it as best I can. The Iron Banner event is not only about individual skill, but about teamwork, cooperation. It's an opportunity to test one's mettle against skilled opponents and get some nice loot while you're at it. So don your Iron Banner armor, wield your terrible Iron Banner weapons, and get ready for the next event. Trials of Osiris is a highly competitive PvP event in Destiny 2 that offers intense 3v3 Crucible matches for players seeking a challenging and high-stakes experience. The Trials of Osiris is an event usually available from Friday to Tuesday each week, during which Guardians can perform fire teams of 3 and compete against other fire teams in a special Crucible playlist, or go solo and try not to break something. The objective is to win as many matches as possible and achieve a flawless run by winning 7 consecutive matches without a single loss. To participate in the Trials of Osiris, players must obtain a Trials Pass from Safe 14, who serves as the event vendor and a host. The Trials Passage tracks a player's progress throughout the event and contains a set number of wins and losses that determine its rewards earned. There are a few different types of passages that each have an additional effect that the player can choose, like forgiving a loss or more rewards for going flawless. The matches in Trials of Osiris are power enabled, like Iron Banner. This means that players' gear and power level have significant impact on performance. It's essential for players to optimize their loadouts and power level to have a competitive advantage against opponents. Trials matches take place on specific maps that rotate each week. These maps are often chosen for their unique layouts or strategic possibilities, or by a player vote that Bungie sometimes holds on their website. For those few Guardians who achieve a flawless run, they are rewarded with access to the Lighthouse, a special social space only accessible to those who have achieved this feat. The Lighthouse offers exclusive rewards including powerful gear, unique weapons, and adept versions of Trials weapons with enhanced stats and perks. And I want to say that almost every single time Trials adds new weapons, at least one of them becomes meta. Looking at you, Immortal. Even for those who do not achieve a flawless run, participating in the Trials of Osiris still offers rewards based on the number of wins you achieve. You can also earn Trials engrams and other valuable loot at a certain win milestone, such as 3, 5, and 7 wins on a Trials passage. However, it's worth noting that losses have consequences. Accumulating a set number of losses on a Trials pass will reset the progress, and players will have to acquire a new Trials passage if they want to keep participating in the event. Trials of Osiris emphasizes teamwork, communication, and skillful play. It's a highly competitive environment where Guardians strive to prove their worth and achieve glory in the Crucible. It's an event that rewards perseverance, coordination, and a mastery of PvP combat mechanics. So, gather your fire team, devise strategies, and step into the Trials, and move on to the next event. Trials of the Nine was a highly competitive PvP event in Destiny 2, and was actually the predecessor to Trials of Osiris, and shared many of the same features. However, there were some key differences. The main goal of this event was still to win 7 games and go flawless, but instead of 3v3s, it was a 4v4 game mode. Also, instead of going to the Lighthouse with 7 wins, players would gain access to the 3rd Spire, with only 1 win needed to enter the space, and meet the Emissary to claim their rewards. Most of the rewards from this event were weapons that would eventually be added to the Prophecy Dungeon, but there were also these armor designs. Bungie really loves making some of the coolest looking armor and then making them unobtainable again. Please bring back the Virtuous set, please. Anyway, after Forsaken was released, along with the Trials of Osiris coming back, this event was put on permanent hiatus. So, travel back in time, get one more friend on, and get ready for the next event. Finally, let's talk about the seasonal events. These events happen once a year and are themed around a holiday. These are also the largest events and the most looked forward to. The Dawning is a winter-themed event that typically takes place in December and lasts for a few weeks. During this time, the tower and other social spaces are decorated with festive lights and decorations, and of course snowball fights. Eva Levante would be the main vendor for this event, and many other events in Destiny 2, and had the usual bounties and stuff. One of the main activities during the Dawning is baking cookies for NPCs with an oven obtained from Eva Levante. Players can obtain recipes by completing various activities, and then use those recipes to bake cookies using ingredients that can be obtained through killing various factions of enemies throughout the game world. Once the cookies are baked, players can deliver them to NPCs in exchange for gifts and other rewards. In addition to these activities, Dawning typically introduces new gear and cosmetics for players to earn. This can include some amazing looking armor sets, weapons like Avalanche, Cold Front, Lysoclasm, Zephyr, and most recently, Stay Frost. That's not all though. There are lots of other cosmetic items too, like emotes, sparrows, ships, and shaders. Overall, Dawning is a bit different than the event in Destiny 1 and offers a variety of activities and rewards for players to enjoy. Whether you're baking cookies, competing in grinding activities, or just enjoying the holiday decorations, there's always something for you to do. Like, move on to the next event. The Guardian Games is a competitive event that takes place in the spring season, usually around April, and revolves around a friendly rivalry between the 3 Guardian classes, Titans, Hunters, and Warlocks. The event aims to determine which class is most skilled and accomplished during the competition. During the Guardian Games, players can represent their chosen class and earn medals by participating in various activities across the game world. These activities include strikes, crucible matches, gambit matches, so just grinding the normal game. Each successfully completed activity earns a medal for the player's class, contributing to their overall score in the event. In addition to the general competition between classes, there are also daily class challenges that offer high-value medals. These challenges may involve completing specific objectives or tasks unique to each class. Players back in the day could check in with their respective class vendors in the tower to receive these challenges and track their progress, but now Eva Levante takes care of the whole event. The tower itself gets adorned with decorations, reflecting the participating classes. Additionally, there are these totems displaying the current standings in the competition, allowing players to see which class is currently in the lead. At the end of the Guardian Games event, the class with the highest overall score is declared the winner. The winning class receives a trophy and a statue, and is displayed prominently in the tower until the next Guardian Games. In 2020, Titans won, in 2021, Hunters won, In 2022, Warlocks won, and most recently, Titans would win again in 2023. To celebrate the victory, the winning class would also receive a special aura effect that can be activated by all members of the class. The Guardian Games event, like many others, offers unique rewards for participants that can include class-specific armor ornaments, emotes, shaders, sparrows, ships, and some really cool-looking ghost shells that show off their allegiance to their class. Oh, and most importantly, the weapons. My favorite exotic in the entire game is actually a reward from this event called Heir Apparent. This gun is awesome, I love everything about it. But there are some other amazing options too, like the title, and recently Taraxipos. Guardian Games is not just about competition, but also about bringing the community together and fostering camaraderie between Guardians. But usually leads to players complaining about the other classes or meddling by Bungie to let a different class win this time. Anyway, gear up, represent your class, earn some medals, get on the grind, and move on to the next event. Alright, so these next two are sort of the same event, but I'm going to cover them separately. Moments of Triumph is an annual event in Destiny 2 that typically takes place during the summer months. It serves as a celebration of Guardians' accomplishments throughout the year and offers a variety of in-game challenges and objectives for players to complete, with the whole point being to complete the seal and get the title for the event. To get the title, players would have to complete a curated list of triumphs or achievements. These triumphs encompass a wide range of activities and accomplishments, including both PvE and PvP content. Triumphs featured in Moments of Triumph can vary each year, but they typically include completing raids, conquering challenging activities such as dungeons or nightfalls, reaching specific ranks in the competitive playlists, or collecting certain weapons or gear. While doing these various Triumph challenges, players unlock unique rewards for each challenge completed. These rewards can include exclusive emblems, sparrows, ships, and sometimes powerful gear or weapons. One of my personal favorite shaders is actually from this event, Vintage Timber. So get out there, grind for that title, never use it, and move along to the next event. Solstice of Heroes, also simply known as Solstice, is an annual summer event in Destiny 2 that typically takes place during Moments of Triumph, around late July to mid-August. It serves as a celebration of the Guardians' achievements and a way to honor their journey throughout the year. During the Solstice event, the tower and other social spaces are adorned with banners, fireworks, and other festive decorations. Guardians can partake in various activities to earn unique rewards, including powerful armor sets and other cosmetic items. The whole point of this event actually is the opportunity to upgrade and unlock Solstice armor. At the start of the event, players are provided with a basic Scorched armor set. By completing specific objectives and triumphs, they can upgrade this armor through different stages: Renewed, Majestic, and Magnificent. Each stage of the Solstice armor upgrade requires players to undertake specific challenges, such as completing activities like strikes, crucible matches, or other objectives tied to each class. Additionally, the Solstice of Heroes event offers a unique activity or game mode. For example, in previous years, EAZ was introduced. This is a special 3-player match-made activity set in a floating island location where Guardians battle enemies, complete objectives, and face off against challenging bosses. Successful completion of the EAZ grants additional rewards and progress towards Solstice armor upgrades. The event also offers a series of unique quests and bounties from Able Levante, the event vendor located in the tower as always. So to recap, the Solstice of Heroes event in Destiny 2 is an event about grinding armor. Moments of Triumph is about doing the Triumph Seal. Overall, the Solstice of Heroes event in Destiny 2 is a celebration of the Guardian's journey and accomplishments. It offers a range of activities, challenges, and unique rewards, giving players an opportunity to showcase their dedication and earn exclusive gear. So get on that grind, Guardian, and get ready for the next event. Lastly, Festival of the Lost. Festival of the Lost is an annual fall event in Destiny 2 that typically takes place from late October to early November. It serves as a celebration of Halloween and plays homage to the Guardians' fallen comrades, reminding them of the importance of the light amidst the darkness and all that junk. During the Festival of the Lost event, the tower and other social spaces are transformed with spooky decorations, pumpkins, and eerie lighting. Guardians can participate in various activities and quests to earn unique rewards, including themed armor sets, weapons, emotes, and other cosmetic items. One of the main activities during Festival of the Lost used to be the Haunted Forest. This was a special game mode that took place in a dark, eerie forest filled with powerful enemies. Guardians would venture into the Haunted Forest and face waves of enemies with the goal of surviving as long as possible. Each completed wave grants rewards, and players can challenge themselves to reach deeper into the forest for even more rewards. More recently, since the removal of the Infant Forest, players would load into a haunted lost sector and fight as many headless bosses as possible before time would run out. Another central aspect of the Festival of the Lost is the collection of festival masks. Guardians can obtain these masks with various designs, including those resembling famous Destiny characters, enemies, or even spooky creatures. These masks can be equipped to alter the appearance of the Guardian's face during the event, adding a fun and festive touch to their character. Masks can be earned through activities or purchased directly from Ava Levante, the event vendor. As always, players can earn or purchase spooky emotes, shaders, and other cosmetic items that reflect the Halloween theme through Eververse. All jokes aside, Festival of the Lost in Destiny 2 is usually a fun time. It offers a range of activities, challenges, and unique rewards, while allowing players to get themselves in the Halloween spirit and atmosphere. And earn exclusive gear, obviously. So join in the festivities during Festival of the Lost, and try not to get too scared of the grind. Well, that's all the events. I sort of get the feeling that these events are pretty hit or miss within the Destiny community. I've always personally loved events like Guardian games, and just getting some decent free loot is always a plus. Well, let me know in the comments maybe what your favorite Destiny event is, or if I missed anything. Also, while you're down there, hit the like button if you liked the video, or leave a suggestion about what game or event you want me to cover in the future. I have one video lined up at the moment, but I'll need a few more. I've also got links to my socials and stuff in the description, along with the resources I've used to make this video. Seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, have a good one.